Hello? Hello? Ah, there you are. Now, I've just realised what has happened. I think I've been talking to you for the past 20 minutes with absolutely no sound whatsoever. Well, that wasn't very clever, was it? I have just been talking to you for the past 23 minutes with absolutely no sound whatsoever. Now, the other night I was on live doing a special early morning live stream, and during that live stream I had some technical issues with the sound. It would appear that the sound issue has been here today as well, but fortunately we have managed to fix it. Did you see me then panicking? Did you see the look on my face then when I realised that there was no sound? That's not very good, is it? So I do apologise for that. There was a technical issue there, and this is something I was just talking about during the period of time when you couldn't hear me. Well, that was very embarrassing, but I hope you can hear me now. I'm very sorry about that. I just saw some messages come up on my screen saying, Mr. Duncan, we can't hear you. Thank you very much for letting me know that. There is a slight technical problem at the moment with my computer and also the streaming device that I have to use. Sometimes the sound disappears. So it would appear that the sound is now here. I'm very sorry about that. I can't apologise more if I tried. Oh dear me. I was doing so well because I've had a very fraught morning. I'm going to show you this again now with sound. I've had a very fraught morning because I've been doing so many things today. The word fraught means burdened, troubled, or weighed down. So there are lots of things going on at the moment. Lots of technical issues, lots of things that I'm trying to do at the moment to get everything working properly. And today has been a very, very hectic day because the other night I had some technical issues with my streaming. And it would appear that I've had technical issues today as well. Things haven't been going very well because I had no sound for nearly 20 minutes. So please come back. I've fixed the sound now. I think you can hear me. I hope so anyway. If you can hear me, please wave out of your window and shout, Mr. Duncan, we can hear you now. Okay, I think you can hear me now. Thank goodness for that. So here we go. It is the 26th of January, or should I say the 27th of January. It feels like the 26th. And yesterday was Australia Day. Did you know that yesterday in Australia they were celebrating Australia Day? Lots of celebrations taking place over the next few days, and of course tomorrow, as I was explaining earlier when I had no sound, it is the Lunar New Year, and lots of people around the world will be celebrating the Lunar New Year, including me maybe. Well, today of course, as you can see, I'm very, very festive because I have my little sign at the back there. Can you see? Lunar New Year. And also here I have my little rooster. Can you see the rooster there? My little rooster wants to say hello. Hello? Hello, I'm Mr. Rooster. But why do I have a rooster with me today? Well, the reason is because in the Chinese zodiac, 2017 is the year of the rooster. So there he is. Little rooster there. And that's what I'm doing today. So if you are celebrating the Chinese New Year or the Lunar New Year, I hope you have a super duper time. In fact, let's have a quick look. We have some other things here. The Lunar New Year and the Chinese New Year. They begin tomorrow. So Saturday, January the 28th is the Chinese New Year. So for all those celebrating tomorrow, can I say Happy New Year, Kung Hei Fat Choi, to those who are celebrating. And of course, I have made an English lesson all about the Lunar New Year and the Chinese New Year. Not only me, but also Mr. Lomax appears in the video. A little bit later on, I will give you the link to the video. If you want to watch the video later, you can also find the link underneath this actual live stream. The link to my Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year video is right underneath this stream. So if you want to catch it later, you can. Also coming up today, we have the live chat, of course, because now I have fixed my slight problem. I had a problem earlier with my equipment. There was no sound. You couldn't hear my voice. That's no good, is it? Anyway, I've fixed it now. It should be okay, I hope. I hope you can hear me. You will have a chance in a moment when we open the live chat. So questions I'm going to ask today is, do you have something in your life that has been stressful? How do you deal with stress in your life? What is the most stressful thing you've ever had to deal with ever in your life? What is the most stressful thing you've ever had to deal with? Now today I've had a lot of stress because I've had some problems with my computer and my live stream. So today I have been a little bit stressed, to say the least. So today has been a very stressful day. But what has the most stressful thing been that you've had to deal with in your life? Also, on the last stream, I gave you some words. Loaded, flush, sub, squander, flash. These words all have something in common. What is it? What do these words have in common? Loaded, flush, sub, squander, flash. They all have something in common, one thing. What is it? Also coming up later, we have the word puzzle. We have our first word puzzle coming up. If I have time, I will give you 2 word puzzles. How does that sound? Does it sound okay? I hope so. So let's open the live chat, because I'm sure there are lots of people there. I hope so anyway, because the first 20 minutes of today's live stream had no sound. I'm very sorry about that. Very, very sorry. And it all seemed to be going so well. So the live chat is now enabled. I'm sure that lots of people are going to say, what happened, Mr. Duncan? We couldn't hear you. We could see you, but we couldn't hear you. It's a very long story. Let's just say at the moment I'm trying to sort a few things out behind the scenes. So behind the scenes there are lots of things going on at the moment. So here we go. The live chat is now up and running. I must apologise again for the problem with the sound earlier. Mr. Duncan, it's Victoria. Victoria is here first today on the live chat. Hello, Victoria. Thank you for staying with me. I do apologise again for the slight technical problems. We had no sound. I am trying to sort out all of these tiny issues. They are small issues, but when these problems occur, they cause lots of other problems. For example, there is no sound. So I hope you can hear me now. Victoria says, hello Mr. Duncan, I have changed my nickname as I promised last time. Thank you, Victoria, for that. Min Jung Jang says, hello. Hello, Min Jung Jang. Where are you watching at the moment? Whereabouts? Will you be celebrating the Lunar New Year this weekend? Maybe. Andrew is here. Andrew Malloy Chikoff says, hello, Mr. Duncan. I felt a bit like Danny DeVito in the movie Twins when he was in prison and Arnold came to visit him and talked through the glass window. I think you're referring to the fact that you couldn't hear me. I think so. I'm very sorry about that. It was a technical problem. At least one thing. This does prove that I am live. Because anything can happen. Ha Hala says, hello, Mr. Duncan. Hi to you. Julie G, thank you very much. Hi, Mr. Duncan. After such a long time again. Ibrahim Aydin. Hello, Ibrahim. Mr. Anon is here, watching in India. Amri Wadi also has joined me. Thank you for joining me. Once again, apologies for the problem earlier. Lots of people were watching me thinking, Here, I can see Mr. Duncan, but why can't I hear him? I can't hear what he's saying. Everything's okay now. Kamir24 Share says, I always feel stressed when I'm broke. Broke. That's an interesting word. The word broke. There it is. The word. The word broke. B-R-O-K-E. To be broke means to have no money. So we can say that it is an idiom for having no money. So if you are broke, that means you have no money. Oh dear me. That's not very nice. Yes, being broke or having no money can be very stressful indeed. Very stressful. I'm still not sure if this is working properly. I'm still not sure. I hope you can hear me. Can you actually hear me all right? You can actually hear me now. I hope so. A big hello from France, says Sandra Haj. Thank you very much, Sandra, for that. Greetings from Egypt, says Amriwadi. Thank you, Amriwadi, a regular viewer. It's always nice to see regular viewers here. Regular viewers, always very welcome. Armando says, hello, Mr. Duncan. Good morning from Mexico. Hello to Mexico. You will not find any walls here today. I can promise you that. No walls here. Hello from Italy. Oh, hello to Italy from Maro Caponi. Thank you very much and welcome. Neil Linden says, hello everyone, and hello to Mr. Duncan. Neil Linden. Now, if I remember correctly, you were with me the other evening. Remember when I was on very late at night? I think you were watching in China, I think. Ah, yes. Am I right? Now it is working well. Thank you, Mr. Duncan. Thank you too for letting me know that it's working all right. So let's have a look at some words, shall we? Whilst we are here talking about the English language. Now, over the last few weeks, I've noticed that some of the comments that have been sent to me have some small mistakes. Now, this is something that I want to put right today and clarify. So I hope that I can do this today. So I hope I can clarify this particular thing by going over to the other side of the studio. Dooby-dooby-doo. So I hope you can still hear me. We have a slight confusion between two things here. So let's have a look, shall we? The confusion between so much and too much. So much and too much. So much and too much. So there it is again. So much and too much. Now, believe it or not, there are some differences between these words or these sentences. When we say so much, we are expressing very much, as in a lot, or expressing something as a certain quantity. Thank you so much for helping me with my English. There is only so much of this stress I can take. So as you can see, so much means a lot, or it can be used to express something as a certain quantity or amount. There is only so much of this stress I can take. And thank you so much for helping me with my English. So in that sentence it means very much, or thank you very much, thank you so much. When we use too much, we are stating that there is more than we want or require. There is too much sugar in my tea. There is too much noise in here. I can't stand it. So remember, so much is a certain amount or quantity, and too much is more than you want, need, or require. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that has helped you. So much and too much. So much and too much. There is a difference. There is a difference. I hope you can hear me and see me all right. I really, really hope so. If not, I am in a lot of trouble. That's all I can say. We can hear you now, says Simona Badicha. Thank you very much, Simona, for telling me, and thank you very much for your comment as well, your recent comment about my English lessons. Abidasalam Elmi says, hi Mr. Duncan, greetings from Hyderabad in India. Thank you very much. I do have lots of viewers now watching in India. It's always great to see where people are watching on my YouTube channel. Of course, there are people watching all around the world, including Turkey, Mexico, Ukraine, Chile, Poland, Sudan, Portugal, Israel, of course, Germany, Romania. So many people around the world. El Salvador, Finland, Denmark, Armenia. Many, many people watching every single week. And I'm very glad to see you here today. Very glad indeed. Hello, Mr. Duncan from KZ, I assume. I think that might be Kazakhstan, I'm not sure. And that comes from Olzaz Aldeberganov. I hope I pronounce your name right there. Olzaz Aldeberganov. That's a very hard one to say. Ooh. Denise says, I like you very, very, very much. 3 verys there. Wow. Thank you very much for that. Young Life Morshin says, hello everyone, and hello to Mr. Duncan. Thank you very much. We are now live and we have sound. I hope we have sound anyway. Can you hear that? I hope so. Ming Jung Jang says, thank you. Yes, so much and too much. A lot of people get those two things confused. Camo Shiasha says, hello, Mr. Duncan. This is Sam. That's much easier to say. It is my first time to join you and any live stream in YouTube. It is funny. I thought it was my problem. Oh, you mean the sound? I do apologise for that. Yes, I've had some technical problems. I am at the moment trying to sort all of these things out. So I do need to make some changes to my studio setup. But of course, to do that costs quite a lot of money. So I'm trying my best to get everything working properly and to get things up and running smoothly. But now and again, we do have the occasional technical hitch. Technical hitch. A technical hitch means something that you use, normally a piece of technology, stops working or it doesn't work properly. Andrew says, no, Mr. Duncan, you're not in trouble. All of this was like part of a show. Oh, I see. Do you mean my lack of sound earlier? Okay, thank you very much. You are all very forgiving. Thank you very much for that. It is the Lunar New Year this weekend. How will you be celebrating the Lunar New Year? Will you be doing something special? In China, of course. In China, they have lots of celebrations. In Vietnam, they have a thing called Tet. Tet, which is the Lunar New Year as well. Min Jung Jung says, I am in South Korea. Hello there. Hello. Will you be celebrating the Lunar New Year as well? Maybe. Luis Arturo says, hello, Mr. Duncan. How's it going? I want somebody to add me to a group on WhatsApp. I think there are quite a few groups now, English learning groups on WhatsApp. I think so. Fernando, I couldn't hear you and I thought it was my problem. I thought it was a problem with my computer. I'm sorry about that. It wasn't your computer. It was my computer. So I hope you can hear me now. I hope you can hear me okay. Mr. Duncan, it's not Olzas. It's spelt like Oljas. Oh, I see. Oljas. Okay. Thank you for correcting me. Martha in Poland. I am stressed when there is an exam at my school. Oh, yes. I used to hate exams all the time at school. I hated all of them. I used to panic. Just before every single exam that I took, I used to panic like anything. So yes, taking exams can be very stressful indeed. Olga says, hello, Mr. Duncan. I hope it wasn't too stressful for you when you recognised that you had a technical issue. Was it correct using too much? You don't have to say too much stressful. You can just say it wasn't too stressful. I hope that it wasn't too stressful. Too stressful. So you don't have to say too much stressful. Too stressful. Mohammed S. Jassim says, you are a good teacher. Thank you very much for that. Hussein Chebil says, I am from Tunisia. Hello to Tunisia. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I am in a place called Baotou. Baotou, where is that? That sounds like a very interesting place. I wonder where that is. Maxime Billet says, hello, Mr. Duncan, from France. Bonjour to France. My computer isn't working very well right now, so I am watching you on my smartphone. Well, I've had problems today with my computer as well. I've had some technical hitches, a technical hitch. So earlier I was doing my live stream with no sound. So I hope you can hear me now. I hope you can hear me okay. Ute R says, I am very stressed when I have problems with my technique. Your technique, I feel helpless. When you say technique, what type of technique? Do you mean your English technique, perhaps? Old Jas says, I was totally sitting here with you before, and I showed you my last live on YouTube about 2 a.m. Yes, that's true. 2 days ago, I was live on YouTube very early in the morning. In fact, I can prove it by showing you. So this is me the other day, live in the early hours of the morning. There I am. So there I am 2 days ago, streaming live on YouTube. But as you can see, the clock says 2 o'clock. But it wasn't 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was in fact 2 o'clock in the morning. In the morning. Can you believe it? In the morning. So, in the morning, streaming live. And if you want to see that live stream, you can catch it. It is available. It's available on my YouTube channel. Tuan Tien Tran says, hello Mr. Duncan, I am from Vietnam. Now we are welcoming the new lunar year in Vietnam. Happy new lunar year. In Vietnam, of course, they call it Tet, or you call it Tet. Tet. Andrew says in Russia it is the third new year because we also have 2 of them. So maybe you know that we celebrate the new year on the 1st of January, but also we have the old new year on the 13th of January. Yes, I know that. In fact, I think I mentioned that. Martha says, luckily I'm a good student. Oh, I see, because you don't like taking exams. Oh, I see. I'm a good student. I only get A and B marks. Oh. In fact, you are a very good student. A very good one indeed. Oh, I see. Ute R means or meant technical equipment. So, yes, when you have a technical problem. So when something goes wrong with a device, such as a computer, we can say that you have a technical problem. A technical problem. Technical problem. I have had some technical problems today. Right here. Terrible. Seiji. Oh, hello, Seiji. Nice to see you. Mr. Duncan, I am here again. Welcome, Seiji. It's so nice to see you. Welcome back. I was showing you some words earlier. I'm going to do it again. Can you tell me what these words have in common? These words all relate to one particular thing, but do you know what they relate to? Loaded, flush, sub, squander, flash. Those words have something in common, but what is it? Whilst we are talking about words, let's have a word puzzle as well. So here is today's word puzzle, just to get you all scratching your heads. Here we go, today's word puzzle. There it is. And just to give you a clue, it is 2 words. 2 words. And now it's gone. During my early English lesson the other night, because as I just mentioned, I did stay up till very late the other night. I was up from 2 a.m. till 4 a.m. And during that program, I asked you to tell me what particular food, what type of food has recently been given a health warning. One particular type of food this week here in the UK was given a health warning. But what was it? What was it? Carlos A says, Mr. Duncan, I'm planning to go to Ireland. Any specific advice about the English accent in Ireland? Well, you might have to listen very closely or carefully to what people are saying, because sometimes the Irish accent can well, some people with an Irish accent speak quickly, so you might find it difficult at first to understand. So you might have to tune your ears in to the Irish accent. But generally speaking, you shouldn't have too much problem. You shouldn't have many difficulties, to be honest. I think you'll be okay. Abdullah Omar is here. Hello, Abdullah Omar. Good evening, Mr. Duncan. Please don't be stressed. Please, can you stay as cool as a cucumber? I love that. Cool. If you are as cool as a cucumber, it means you are very relaxed and not stressed. I am as cool as a cucumber. Neil Linden, before I could not hear the sound. I thought it was my problem. No, it's not your problem. It was my problem. I do apologise for that. I refreshed my browser so many times and I checked it on Safari. Oh my goodness, I'm very sorry about that, Neil. It was my problem. It was a problem that was occurring here that I was unaware of. But fortunately, some of my lovely YouTube video viewers, some of my viewers out there, they said, Mr. Duncan, we can't hear you. Mr. Duncan, we can't hear anything you're saying. So I hope you can hear me now. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Glad to hear you. Were you talking to yourself earlier? Apparently, yes. Apparently earlier I was talking to myself, yes. Earlier, only I could hear me. Legrand Blue, thank you for that. Thank you very much. Mika Ode says, at the moment, many Chinese people are visiting Japan. Well, Japan is always a very popular destination. Can I let you in on a secret? I've always wanted to visit Japan. It's a country that I've had a lot of fascination for, and I'm intrigued by. So yes, and of course I have been to China in the past. I have been to China, but I've always wanted to go to Japan. I've never been there. Abdisalam says flush is completely level or even with another surface. That is true. The word flush does mean level with another surface. Something is flush, but flush can be used in other ways as well. In other ways. So there is a connection between these words. Can you see them? Loaded, flush, sub, squander and flash. They all have one thing in common, a connection. But what is it? I will tell you later on. And for those who missed it, the word puzzle is here. As we come up to 3 o'clock, the word puzzle is here. There it is. But what is it? So here we are at 3 o'clock. I'm very sorry once again. Can I apologise for those who were trying to watch earlier, but I did have no sound, but I didn't realise I had a slight technical problem. Now let's go over to the other side of the studio. I hope you can hear me over there. I really do. Or else I think I will jump out the nearest window. Dibby-dibby-dim. So here we go. It is a flash. Let's have a flash phrase. No, let's have a flash word. A flash word. Here we go. Are you ready for today's flash word? Are you? Can you hear me? I hope so. Here it is. Ooh, today's flash word is impartial. Impartial. The word impartial is an English adjective. The word impartial is an English adjective that means to treat everyone, including rivals or those opposing, equally. The news editor was aware that the output must remain impartial. To be impartial is to give the same amount of time and respect to all involved, especially during discussions concerning a product or political point of view. During the election, impartiality must be observed. The word impartiality is the noun form of impartial. To be impartial is to show no favoritism towards anyone. An impartial person will not express their own opinion or preference, but will instead respect all the subjects being discussed equally. So there it is, quite a small word with a big meaning. The word is impartial. I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit later on we will have a flash phrase. I hope you can stay around and stick with me. You know what? I was seriously thinking of stopping this live stream. I was actually going to cancel the whole thing when I realised that I had a technical problem. Very embarrassing indeed. Very embarrassing. What is the most stressful thing that you've ever done? Camo Shiana or Shiashna. Camo Shiashna says, Sam here again. Regarding your question, I'm going through one of the most stressful times of my life at the moment. I'm submitting my thesis. I must submit it by next week. This will be the result of my 4 years of studying. Wow. Good luck with that. So I'm sure at the moment, Sam, you are working very hard indeed. Dear Mr. Duncan. No, I wasn't talking to myself earlier. Zayar Armes says, hello Mr. Duncan, I am watching you from the Canary Islands. It is my second time and I like it very much. Thank you for sticking with me because I did have some problems earlier with the sound. I hope you can hear me now. I really do. Yes says, I am now in Baotou, China. People are setting off fireworks. Well, it must be the Chinese New Year. If you are watching in China, it must be coming up to the Chinese New Year. So, Happy New Year. Gong shi gong shi gong shi ni. Gong shi gong shi gong shi ni. Young Life Morshin asks, what do you do, Mr. Duncan? What do I do? Do you mean here? Here I help you with your English, with your pronunciation. I help you with your word power, and of course I present lots of English lessons that are recorded on YouTube, and sometimes I like to appear live on YouTube as well. So I hope that helps to answer your question. Juan Carlos Alvarez says, hi Mr. Duncan, and you are watching in Mexico. Hello to you. Can I just say once again, there are no walls here. I will not be building any walls in front of my camera. Everyone is welcome everywhere around the world. From wherever you are watching, you are very, very welcome. Very welcome indeed. The word impartial, yes, an interesting word. To be impartial is to show no favoritism. Saturino Farandola says, "Ciao, Mr. Duncan. Ciao, Mr. Duncan. I couldn't see you. I couldn't see your night owl version." But you can see it on my YouTube channel. It is there, so you can watch it. Even if you missed it, you can watch my special early bird lesson from 2 days ago, when I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning to talk to you live. Wow. Mr. Duncan, how can you read the paper and stand behind it? It's magic. That's all I can say. It's magic. Thank you, Ahmed, for that. Rekakuna says, "Thank you for not shutting it down. I really enjoy your live streams." Yes, I did. I did almost press the big button which makes everything go off. I almost did, but I changed my mind. So I hope that you don't mind that the fact that for the first 20 minutes there was no sound. When I put it on later onto YouTube, I will cut out the first 20 minutes, so that will be removed, all right? So you won't have to watch 20 minutes of nothing. So don't worry, I will edit that later. I will edit it. Louis Arthur Pernia says, "Hello, Mr. Duncan, how's it going?" Yes, I think you've already asked me that about WhatsApp. Yes, I think you've already asked me that. I don't normally use WhatsApp, but I'm sure there are lots of groups on WhatsApp for those who want to improve their English or to practice with other people. Andrew Malloy Chikov says, "The word puzzle. I have a word. Restore. Restore. For 3 vowels and an R." Okay, maybe, but it's something else. It's something very topical. So there it is. What is today's word puzzle? What is it? If you think you know, please let me know. Matthew Boom, you are right with the unhealthy food. Now, this week in the UK, an announcement was made concerning certain types of food. Now, it's normally food that has been cooked at a high temperature. And one particular food that was mentioned was toast. Apparently, if you heat bread in a toaster, normally over a certain temperature, I think the temperature is about 180 degrees. But if you heat starchy food, so that's food that contains a lot of starch. If you heat it up too high, if you give it too much heat, something will happen to it. So that's the reason why they've said that. And the thing in question can create or cause, well, they are saying it causes cancer, or it has a link to cancer. So that was the announcement made this week in the UK, that certain food containing starch, so that includes bread and also potatoes as well, because potatoes have a lot of starch in them as well. So if you like to fry your potatoes till they're brown or dark brown, or if you like to toast your bread until it's very dark, they are saying that you shouldn't. They are saying that there is a possible health risk. So that's the food that was talked about this week here in the UK. Olga says, "It was very stressful when I took my driving test." Yes, Now, I have never taken my driving test. I don't drive a car. I've never driven a car in my life. So I've never taken a driving test. But I can imagine it being very stressful. Very stressful indeed. Louis Aruto says, I am from Venezuela. Please don't give your cell phone number. I'm sorry, I have to remove you there. Please don't give your personal details on the live chat. Please don't. No, 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 no. Please. I do not want addresses or phone numbers on the live chat. Please don't do that. Thank you very much. Please say hello to Brazil, Mr. Duncan. We love you here. That comes from Roddy Henrique. Roddy Henrique, welcome and hello to everyone watching in Brazil. Hello, Mr. Duncan from South or Southern Italy. I have a lot of people watching in Italy now. So a big special hello to everyone watching in Italy and also to Giovanni, who has joined me today. Amriwadi says, one of my stressful things is when I start learning a new language. That's true. Learning a new language can be very stressful at the beginning. But the more you learn, the more you study, the more confidence you gain, then the more fun it becomes. Neil Linden, who is watching in China, says, oh, I have the word puzzle, Mr. Duncan. I have it. Oh, well done. Well done. Matthew Boone. Yes, Matthew, you are right. Burnt toast and burnt chips. They are apparently unhealthy if you eat too many of them. If you eat too many on a regular basis, you might get health problems. Wow. Mr. Duncan, the word is... Yes, Mohammed Hashim, you have also got half of the word puzzle right. Half of it. So there it is again quickly, the word puzzle. You have got half of it right. Carlo Corti says, hello, Mr. Duncan. Greetings from Rome. Hello to Rome. You know what they say? When in Rome. Vrad HVR says, we love you, Mr. Duncan, from Egypt. Yes, I have lots of people watching in Egypt. Please, no, don't put your telephone numbers on the live chat. Please. Please don't. Please. Mr. Duncan, I'm from Saudi Arabia and I'm so glad to be here for the first time. I am joining your chat, says Salwa Alcia. Welcome, you are very welcome. Everyone is welcome wherever you are in the world. You will not find a wall here. No walls here. Subha says, hello, sir. I am from India. Lots of people in India watching today as well. Thank you very much for that. Hi, Mr. Duncan. I am from Argentina. Wow, Argentina watching as well. Ariel Castilla, thank you very much for joining me today. I had some problems today during the first 20 minutes of my live stream. There was no sound. Nobody could hear me. I'm very sorry about that. Serbia is here. Matilda, thank you very much for joining me today, Matilda. There is a song all about Matilda called Waltzing Matilda. It's an Australian song. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, do 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 do. We'll go a waltzing Matilda with me. Sorry about that. Katrin K is watching in Moscow. Hello, everyone watching in Moscow and everyone watching in Russia. A big privet to you. Mei Kong Bay says, hello, Mr. Duncan. I am from Vietnam. In this time, we are celebrating our holiday. It is Tet, Tet, which is, of course, the Lunar New Year in Vietnam. And across China as well, the Chinese New Year is being celebrated with the rooster. Can you see the rooster? Let's bring the rooster over here, shall we? Here it is. There's my big rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo. That was a terrible impression of a rooster, but there we go. There it is. Because it's rooster year. It is year of the rooster in China. Back to the live chat. Hello, Mr. Duncan. From Tenerife, Jone Cruz Fuentes is watching in Tenerife. A very beautiful part of the world. A very lovely part of the world, yes. Thank you for your lessons. You have helped me a lot. I'm glad that my lessons have been helpful to you. Camo Shayashna. Yes. The word puzzle. The word puzzle. I will give you the answer now. Would you like the answer to the word puzzle? Quite a few of you got it right. Well done and congratulations. Of course, very topical for those, especially those living in China. It is Rooster Year. Rooster Year. So, Rooster Year was today's first word puzzle. I hope you enjoyed that. Rooster Year. So that's today's first word puzzle. I will offer another word puzzle in a short while. Okay, so keep watching. Don't go away. I know it's very tempting for those watching in the East, because over in the East at the moment people are celebrating the Lunar New Year. So please, if you would like to stay with me, please do so. Thank you very much. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I just want to know, have you travelled to Vietnam before? Tran Min Tu. I have never been to Vietnam. I've never been there ever in my life. Thank you very much for those who have guessed the word puzzle. It was Rooster Year. Rooster Year. Emaine says, hello, Mr. Duncan. I follow your lessons every Friday. Greetings from Paris, France. A big bonjour to you. I am so glad that you are able to listen or écouter. Neil Linden, can I use overcook to describe the food that is cooked brown or dark? Yes, you can. You can say overcook. If you overcook something, it means you have cooked it too much. Perhaps we can also say that you have spoilt the food. So the food is spoiled. It has been overcooked. It has been cooked too much. It is ruined. Bonjour, Mr. Duncan. Come to Paris and see us. I have been to France in the past. And can I let you in on a little secret? My distant relatives were French. Ooh, ooh la la. It's true. Once again, I'm going to ask you the connection between these words. Here we go. Loaded, flush, sub, squander, flash. There is something that connects these words. And whilst we're on the subject of games, I know a lot of my viewers enjoy watching my nature videos. So I thought today we would have a little contest, a little quiz, and I'm going to call this Guess the Bird. Can you guess the bird in this video clip? do you know what the bird is? Here it comes. Can you see the birds? Now these are a certain type of bird. But what are they? What are they? There they are. Can you see them? A certain type of bird. They're not always found in the UK. They only come to the UK at certain times of the year. So there it is. What is that bird? Can you tell me what the bird is? Martha Poland. Martha in Poland, maybe. I can't believe you read my lesson. Can you hope for this lesson? Martha, 10 years old. It's okay. I will mention anyone's name. I love talking to people and I love doing these live streams. Denise says, it is so beautiful. Oh, you mean the bird? Yes, the bird in the video clip. What is the bird? Can you see them there? They are very distinctive birds. But we don't always have them in the UK. These are birds that we don't normally see. Certainly where I live, you rarely see these birds. But here they are in my back garden, recorded in 2013. So this is in fact a video clip that I made 4 years ago. So what is the bird? Do you know what type of bird it is? Titania Hartman says, Mr. Duncan, could you please pronounce living and leaving? Can I please? I can't catch the difference. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look at these two words. So we have living and leaving. So one is living, 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 and the other is leaving, leaving. So living, leaving, living, leaving. I hope that helps you. Happy New Year, Mr. Duncan. It is the Lunar New Year. Thank you very much. Temp Tam has sent that. Fernando has guessed, Mr. Duncan, are they sparrows? They are not sparrows. They look a little bit like sparrows, certainly on the wings. The wings look very similar to sparrows, but they are not sparrows. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I have just arrived from work and I came running to my computer to watch you. At least the very end of your lesson. A big hello from Brazil. Thank you very much. Tiago Varela, welcome. Another regular viewer. Thank you for joining me. I did have a slight technical problem today for the first 20 minutes. I was talking, but no one could hear me. It isn't a sparrow. No, definitely not a sparrow. I can safely say it isn't a sparrow. Louis Arturo says, Mr. Duncan, rooster year is the word puzzle. Yes, you got it right. Well done. Yes, it was rooster year. The year of the rooster in the Chinese zodiac. Martha Poland. Mr. Duncan, I asked you earlier about making a lesson about baking and baking stuff. I really need advanced vocabulary for my English competition. Talking about baking or maybe cooking or baking or cookery. It's a good idea. I must admit I'm not a very good cook. The bird's name is Diary. Diary or Deary. Diary. I'm not sure. No, I don't think it's that. They do have another name. They have one particular name. One particular name that they're known by. Guess the birds. What are these birds? They have a particular name. But what are they? Simona Badisha says maybe they are goldfinches. No, they are not goldfinches, unfortunately. Goldfinches have red on their face. Have red on their face, goldfinches. And of course they have gold wings. Roddy Henrique asks, are the birds chaffinches? Again, a good answer, but not a correct answer. Emaine asks, are they robins? They are not robins, but I know what you mean because there is red on this particular bird, and of course robins have red on their breasts. Martha Poland, thank you. I can't wait for this lesson. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a bakery or cookery lesson because I'm not very good at cooking, but I have made a lesson all about food, and it is on my YouTube channel. So I have made a lesson all about food, and in that lesson I do talk about cooking, but only very briefly. Temp Tam, thank you very much, Temp Tam, for saying hello there. Can you show me the differences between can and be able to? They relatively mean the same thing. Am I able to do it? Can I do it? So can and to be able are relatively the same thing. I can do it. I am able to do it. You are able to do it. You can do it. So the meaning is relatively the same. Olga says maybe the birds are nightingales. They are not nightingales, but nightingales. You don't see many nightingales anymore. They are a very rare bird now. Very rare. You don't see or hear nightingales very often. Denise says in different countries the bird is called something else. Well, I'm going to ask for the general term in English. So what are they known as in English? It isn't a blackbird. No, not a blackbird. Roddy says, all right, Mr. Duncan. Are the birds dunnocks? Are they dunnocks? Again, a very good guess. They do look very similar to dunnocks, but dunnocks are a little larger. They are actually larger than this particular bird. Thank you for your guesses. Lots of guesses coming through now. Matthew Boone says maybe they are wrens. They are not wrens, but I do love wrens. Wrens are very small, very tiny birds. They are actually one of the smallest birds in the UK. The smallest bird in the UK is, I think it's the goldcrest. I think so. I really put myself on the spot then. They are not hummingbirds. No, Ahmed. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I'm from Syria. Thank you so much. What is the meaning of being? Well, you could say that being is something that occurs or exists. So being big, being small. So it exists in that form. Being something. Being. So being normally means as it exists or as it appears. It isn't a canary. No, it isn't. Angel Musafa says maybe they are meadow pits. Ooh, very beautiful, very beautiful. Min Jung says, are they Pokemons? No, they're not Pokemons. Definitely not. Let's guess the bird again. Here they are. They are small birds. They are very similar to finches. And that's why if you look at their beaks, if you look at the beak, you can see that their beaks are very similar to those of finches. Finches also have very strong and large beaks. But what are they called? If you know, please let me know. Victoria has given an answer. Victoria, guess what? Guess what? Ute R says, is it a linnet? It isn't a linnet. It isn't a green finch. Angel Mosafa is also right. It is time to put you out of your mystery. The mystery is about to be broken. These particular birds were filmed in my garden 4 years ago, just after moving here to Much Wenlock. And these particular birds are called redpolls. Redpolls. REDPOLL. Redpoll. I will write that down and show it to you. Do, 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 do. So there they are. And there it is. A redpoll. Now this is a very rare bird. Certainly where I live, you don't see them very often. They don't normally come inland. They don't normally come inwards. Angel, yes, I said redpoll. Yes, Angel, you are right. Well done. And Victoria as well, got it right. Well done. So they don't normally come inland, but sometimes if the weather is very harsh, redpolls will move inland. They will go to more sheltered areas. So I was very lucky in 2013. Just after moving here, I spotted a flock of redpolls in my garden and I filmed them. And that is what you can see there. So that is what you can see in the video. So this was filmed in 2013 and there are some redpolls in my garden feeding. They look very hungry. And you can tell the redpoll because they have a small red patch on their head. A small red patch on their head. You can just see it. And their wings are very, very distinctive as well. In fact, their wings look very similar to those of a sparrow or a dunnock. So there they are. The redpolls was the answer. That's what they are. So now I know a new word. It says Min Jung Jang. Yes, redpolls. They are a beautiful bird, but we don't often see them in the UK. They normally come into the UK but stay near the coast or near the sea. They don't go any further inland. Mr. Duncan, where did you learn the Russian word for hello? Privet. Well, of course, I learnt it from you, my students. Mr. Duncan, the bird looks like a bird that in my city is called a pardal. A pardal. They are so very similar. Well, maybe they exist there, but maybe they have a different name. Perhaps, maybe. It seems that no one has guessed this so far. The answer to this: loaded, flush, sub, squander and flash. What do these words have in common? What do they have in common? If you think you know the answer, please let me know. Would you like another word puzzle? Okay, let's have another word puzzle as well to keep you occupied during the next few moments before I go. Just another 25 minutes to go. And there it is. Today's second word puzzle. I will give you a clue. It's a very serious one. 3 words. Not 1 word, not 2 words, but 3 words. There it is. Today's second word puzzle. Hey, Mr. Duncan, I know that you love birds. Have you ever thought of coming to Brazil to see the huge variety of species of birds that exist here? I think you must do that sometime. Not any time, but sometime. I think you should do this sometime in the future. Yes, well, of course, I know that Brazil is very famous for its wildlife and its nature. Of course, you have one of the most beautiful areas in the world. The rainforests of Brazil, very famous all around the world. In Russia, the Russian word for red pole is the same as tap dance. So we are all learning something today. I'm learning something. So red pole, you can use that in Russian to mean tap dance. Very interesting. So we are all learning something today. Hello to, I've just missed a couple of people out there. Let's try M. Alidu. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I am watching you in Somalia. Hello to you and everyone watching in Somalia. I have lots of viewers there. Hello, Mr. Duncan. My friends love you and also my teachers as well. I do have lots of teachers watching me. They watch my recorded lessons and also they tune in to watch my live streams as well. So a big hello to anyone, any teachers watching out there. Hello to you. You are doing a great job, by the way. Hello from Saudi Arabia, Mukhtar or Mudhar Al-Shanquiti. I hope I pronounce your name right. Sometimes I have difficulty pronouncing them, but I try my best. I always like to take the bull by the horns. David S. Hello from Spain. Hello, David S. Do you know any idioms or phrases to do with animals? We had a couple of them earlier. We had raining cats and dogs. Raining cats and dogs was mentioned earlier when I had no sound. But do you know any other words or phrases or expressions that involve animals? Another one is, has the cat got your tongue? Has the cat got your tongue? It means, do you have nothing to say? You have nothing to say to me? You are speechless? The cat has got your tongue. You are speechless. You have nothing to say. Saturino. Ah, yes. Well done, Saturino. You are doing very well with this. Yes, you are almost there. Well done. Almost. The connection between these words, please. The connection. Something connects these words. Okay, some phrases and expressions to do with animals. Paola Capolupo says, I smell a rat. Brilliant. That's a very good one. If you smell a rat, it means you think there is something wrong. There is something not right. There is something very suspicious going on. I smell a rat. T-T-T says, I love your English so much. Thank you. You are very welcome. Emaine asks, is the linking word water? No, it isn't water. No. The link between these words isn't water. Good answer, though. Allah Sharif says, hello, Mr. Duncan. What is the difference between survey and quotation? Well, they are completely different words. They have nothing in common. So to survey something is to look around or to explore. And quotation means something that has been said that you are also saying. So a quotation might be something that a person has said. Or a quotation can also be something that is written down as a way of showing the cost of something. So you give a quotation, you offer something that tells another person how much something will cost. A quotation or a quote. Diego Deliz, hello Mr. Duncan, how are you today? Not too bad, but I did have some problems at the start of today's live English. I had no sound. Oh, dear me. A bird never flew on one wing. I've never heard of that expression before. I've never heard of that, ever. Seki Star says, hello Mr. Duncan, it is now midnight in Tokyo. I really want you to visit Japan. Me too. Me too. I'm very fascinated by Japan. Hi Mr. Duncan, how are you today? Lucy Varela is here. Hello Lucy. Welcome. Survey and poll are the same thing. Yes, that's true. That's true. Survey and poll can be used in the same way. So if you survey or if you run a poll, it means you ask people for their opinion or what their opinion is of something. So a survey can mean to ask or to take people's opinions. And a poll is very similar. So you can poll or have a poll, which means you have an election. So an election, when you get people to vote for what they prefer or what they would rather have, is also a poll. A poll. Or, of course, we can use survey. Ute R says, oh, Mr. Duncan, I think the word that links all of these words is money. I think it's money. Guess what? You are absolutely correct. You are spot on the button. It is money. All of these words relate to money. I will explain for you now. Loaded. The word loaded can mean to have lots of money. So if you are loaded, it can mean you have lots of money. You are rich. You are wealthy. You are loaded. Flush also can be used in the same way. We can use flush to mean you have lots of money or you have plenty of money. You are flush. Sub. Now, sub is an interesting word. It can be used to mean subscription charge, or it can be used to mean money that is lent to someone. So a sub can mean money that is lent to someone. Squander. If you squander your money, it means you spend it without thinking. So if you squander your money, you waste your money. You squander your money. You waste it. And of course, flash, we can use flash with money for those who like to show off their money. So if you like to show people how much money you have, if you like to show off with your money, it means you like to flash your money around. We can say that you like to flash your money. He likes to flash his money around. It means he likes to show off how much money he has. So there we are. Loaded, to have lots of money. Flush, the same thing, to have lots of money. You are very flush. Sub It means to lend money that is lent. Squander, you spend your money carelessly, you waste your money. And flash means, or it can be used to show that someone likes to show their money off. They like to boast. They like to flash their money around. So I hope that's helped you. Some more phrases and expressions to do with animals. Okay, Maxime Billet, curiosity killed the cat. I like that one, yes. That means be careful. If you decide to be curious about something, perhaps something bad will happen to you. So don't forget, curiosity killed the cat. Oh, that's an interesting one. Maxime Billet also has put, he who lies with dogs rises with fleas. I've never heard of that one, honestly. I've never come across that in my life. No, that's a very good one. Very interesting. Victoria, my husband solved the task with money. I wrote the answer earlier. Well done, Victoria. Well done. Money. No problem. Thank you, Emaine. Lucy Varela says, I loved your last programme. Do you mean the very early morning programme that I did 2 days ago when I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning, half asleep, and I did 2 hours live stream on Wednesday? Yes, thank you very much for that. And the whole thing is now available on YouTube to watch. Segistar, I would really like to attend you or to see you when you are staying in Japan. I'm not going to Japan just yet because it's very expensive to fly there. So not at the moment, unfortunately. Thanks, Mr. Duncan. I have learned a lot of things from you today. Allah Sharif, thank you very much. Greetings from Egypt. Hello to Egypt. Hello, Amgad. Long time no see. Oh, yes. Where is Amgad? Where is Amgad? I can't see Amgad. Where are you? Please wave to me, Amgad. Oh, there you are. So the word puzzle, we have one more word puzzle to come before we leave. There it is. 3 words. It's a very serious word puzzle, this one. Very serious. Some people might say it's a bit grim. A very grim and serious word puzzle. But what is it? What is it indeed? Just another 11 minutes to go and then I am out of here. Another expression related to animals. Let the cat out of the bag. Yes, that's a great one. If you let the cat out of the bag, it means you reveal a secret, something that was hidden, something that you should not tell other people. You reveal something you shouldn't have. You let the cat out of the bag. The secret is out. The cat is out of the bag. Wow, that's a good one. Moving down the chat, just another 10 minutes to go. Mr. Duncan, you can make a monkey out of someone. Yes, that's a very good one. If you make a monkey out of someone, it means you make a fool of them. You make them look foolish. You make a monkey out of them. Mr. Duncan, will you do a lesson about the first moves of Donald Trump? I'm not sure if I'm ever going to do a lesson about Donald Trump because lots of other people are talking about him anyway on YouTube. In fact, thousands and thousands of people on YouTube at the moment are all talking about Donald Trump. So I think there are plenty of people already doing that, to be honest. Lots of people. Roddy Henrique, the word is wholehearted. This word, no, it isn't wholehearted. It would be good if it was. It's something more serious. A bit more serious and grim. 3 words. But what are they? Hello, I am from Mexico, says Norma Quesada. I always enjoy your videos. Another expression is stop horsing around. Yes, horsing around means to misbehave or to waste time or to play up. So you are horsing around. You are misbehaving. Oh, stop horsing around. Great. Someone's Oot R says, Mr. Duncan, it's colder than a penguin's breakfast. I like this. That's my expression. Wow, thank you very much. That I think I created that expression, didn't I? Didn't I? That's my expression. I'm sure it is. Let's have another word. Shall we have a flash phrase before we go? Because we are going very shortly. I am not here for much longer. So let's have a flash phrase before we disappear. I will go over there and give you today's final flash phrase. In fact, we've only had one today, and this is it. Once again, can I apologise for the technical problems? We had some slight difficulties before everybody joined me. Unfortunately today we had some problems with the sound during the first 20 minutes, but later I will edit that out. Hopefully I will cut that out, so you won't have to sit through 20 minutes of that. Here it is, today's flash phrase. Oh, there it is, look, can you see it? The phrase is take the bull by the horns. I like this one. I like this very much. The phrase take the bull by the horns. It's an English phrase. The phrase take the bull by the horns is an expression that means to do something wholeheartedly without hesitation or fear. It's time to stop wasting time and take the bull by the horns. To deal with something decidedly is to take the bull by the horns. You can't keep putting that visit to the dentist off. You need to take the bull by the horns. To deal with something that you've dreaded doing in a full-on and positive way is to take the bull by the horns. Don't wait. Do it. Just get stuck in. Go on, do it. Take the bull by the horns. The phrase take the bull by the horns relates to someone taking hold of a wild bull by its horns in order to tame it. So there it is. Today's flash phrase, take the bull by the horns. So there it was. And that phrase, of course, involves an animal. We have been looking today at words, phrases, expressions, all sorts of things relating to animals. Can you see what I've got here? Can you see it? I was going to eat some Maltesers today, because Maltesers come in a lovely red box. Can you see today the theme today is red? Because of course during the Lunar New Year and during the Chinese New Year, people like to wear red clothes or have things that are coloured red, because red is considered a lucky colour. It is. Definitely. It is almost time for me to go. Imam says it is now 5 p.m. in Paris. And you? Well, here it is coming up to 4 p.m. There are people that are ahead of me and there are people that are behind me as far as the time is concerned. It is coming up to 1 a.m. in South Korea, very early in the morning. Thank you very much, Min Jung Jang, for staying up until 1 o'clock in the morning so you can watch me. Thank you. I do appreciate that. David S. has given me an expression: if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. I like that one. Again, another one I've not heard before. Hello everyone, says Rosa Carrie Ben. Hello Rosa, you are just in time to see me disappear because I will be going in around about 4 minutes time. Just enough time to give you the answer to the word puzzle. There it is. Today's word puzzle. What was it? What was today's word puzzle? I will give you a clue. It is something very grim. Something very serious. The word puzzle is... Oh dear. Oh dear me. Oh, Mr. Duncan, that's very serious indeed. World War III. Let us hope it doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure it won't. Pretty sure. Lucy says, when will you make another programme? Early in the morning. I don't know. Not for some time, but I might do it again. But not just yet. I'm still recovering from doing my very early morning live stream 2 days ago. Ming Jung Jan says World War III. No! I hope not. Magnus Forsland says World War III. Yes, World War III. Let us hope it doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure it won't. But 1 or 2 people have been talking about it. Saturino says, I have heard this proverb in the USA. The hen lays eggs and the rooster feels pain in his... I don't know what that means. It means one works hard and the other does nothing more than complaining. Again, I've not heard of that one. That's a new one for me. It is 2:30 a.m. in Australia, says Camo Shiashna. Camo Shiashna, 2:30 in the morning in Australia. My goodness. That is very, very late. I think you win the prize there. You win the award for the person who has stayed up the latest. Thank you very much for watching me until such a late time. Thank you so much. If it is your new year, if you are celebrating the Lunar New Year over the next few hours, can I wish you a special happy new Lunar New Year. That goes for everyone watching in Vietnam or China or any other country that celebrates the Lunar New Year. And of course, can I wish you a super duper rooster year, because it is the year of the rooster. There it is. Hello, my name is Mr. Rooster. Happy New Year to you. So, have a super time whatever you are doing. Let off lots of fireworks. Eat lots of lovely food. I'm very jealous, by the way. I am going now. It is coming up to 4 o'clock. It is time for Mr. Duncan, that's me, to say goodbye. Thank you again for another great lesson, says Reika Kuna. Thank you very much. I will be with you next Friday. Hopefully, we will have no problems with the sound next week. I hope everything is all right. I am currently doing things behind the scenes to try and get all of this working 100%, maybe even 110%. Mr. Duncan, I love your hairstyle. Thank you very much for that. You mean my hairstyle now, or my Donald Trump hairstyle? I don't know. Goodbye, Mr. Duncan from Victoria. Thank you very much. It's been a great 2 hours, even though you couldn't hear me for the first 20 minutes. Thank you very much, Lucy, Maxime, Matthew. Thank you very much. Yes, being British means that you have black humour. Yes, I think British humour can be a little dark. So humour or something funny relating to a serious subject or topic. We can talk about dark humour. Dark humour. Yes, I think British humour sometimes can be very, very dark. Sandra Harsh, thank you for watching. See you next week. I will be here next Friday, as live can be. Thank you, Mr. Duncan. Juan Carlos, thank you very much. It's been a great day, despite the problems. I hope you have a super weekend. I will see you next week. It is time for me to go, unfortunately. I'm ever so sorry about that. I wish I could stay longer, but I have to go now because I'm having some curry. It's curry night. See you next week. Oh, and by the way, just before I go, the search that I put on the shopping channel the other day, I was looking for something on my local shop. I was buying something online, and I put bog roll. Bog roll. Now that is a very crude way of saying toilet paper. So you can say bog roll. The word bog is a word that can mean toilet. And of course roll means something that is wound up. So bog roll is in fact toilet paper. So now you know. But let me just warn you, it is a very crude and some might say unpleasant expression, but we do say bog roll sometimes, especially in England. Oh no, I'm out of bog roll. Catch you next week. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English. You know where it is. It is of course England, saying thanks for watching me, teaching you, and of course have a great weekend, and I will see you next Friday at 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, ta-ta for now. Okay, I have to go now. I'm sorry.